You know, there are politicians, they want to be in power at all costs. Who are these people who want to do protests?
Why are we the bigger brothers in Africa? If we do what lesser countries do, what example are we giving to them? Let me tell you, if we carry these protests, a lot of other smaller countries will be involved because Nigeria has done that. We will not be doing only this nation a disservice. The sub-region will go into chaos, as well as Africa as a continent. We have to think about
any attempt to stop people from hearing their voice, to speak their mind.
I think it was Voltaire that said very prominently, I might disagree with you totally, but I will never stop you the chance for speaking your mind.
We are compelled to have this protest. Once they know our leaders, the government can easily call them and bribe them or intimidate them and stop the protest. So, but they have the way of contacting themselves. And I think that is the lesson.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Plan B TV News. If you are planning to protest or you are already protesting, please, first of all, I want you guys to watch this video. For the first time in my entire life as a Nigerian, to see Nigerian government being so confused, they fear. So I never knew that Nigerian, like the Nigerian, have voice, the youth have voice. But what pains me most about all of this is that there is already subdivision for those planning protests and those anti-protests. Anyway, I want to walk you guys step by step what is going on. First of all, I want you guys to watch this particular video of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, what he said about this protest, and we'll be right back.
You know, there are politicians, they want to be in power at all costs. Who are these people who want to do protests? I'm just reading on social media, they have applied to me to grant the Ego Square. Do you apply to me through social media? You write a letter to the minister. I will see you. Who are you? What do you want to do? How many days do you want to spend? How much will you pay? Listen. It is not, you see, when people want to do propaganda in everything, I watch them on channel news telling the IG I've applied. You don't apply to me through channels. You must apply properly. You must pay what they call security cost. So if there's any damage with the facilities, we take that security cost and repair. You know, you don't just because you want to play to the gallery. We don't just give people just because you have applied. You fulfill the conditions. There are people who have failed the election. The only way they think they can be relevant is to overthrow the government in whichever ways. I thank the youth that this place is the center of unity. This place we cannot afford to allow the capital city, where the international community is, to be where people will want to practice how to be violent. We will not allow that. Will we allow violence here? No. Certainly not. I've seen all kinds of threats. Some will say, oh, you will die tomorrow, your children will die. I know I will die one day. So you don't need to tell me I will die. I know I will die. If it is tomorrow I die, it's not you that killed me. That's my time. So don't threaten me that I will die tomorrow. I will die the day God said will die.
When I listen to Nyesom Wike talking about this protest, who is the leader of this protest? Shebi Hunger, the girl leader. Everybody is hungry. Nobody is leading anybody. Everybody is speaking out that because the hunger affects everybody. Nobody is leading this protest. Don't try to tribalize this protest or regionalize this protest or saying that, oh, now person is sponsor or politicalize this protest. The hunger affects everybody and everybody agree to protest. Not just him. And I want you guys to also watch this particular video. We'll be right back to do some messages to it.
Let me start with the first question about the protest. You know, why the protests, the news, the rumors about the protests, why it got to the highest point at the moment was because Kenya had an outing. Kenya is a small country compared to 240 million people. Kenya is a small country compared to Nigeria. We can't be taking examples of this kind of ugly outing, from countries like Kenya. And I don't mean so. I said it on the floor of the parliament. They should copy from us. They should copy that when policies are laid out, that those policies take time to mature for implementation. And we should show them that there are non-kinetic approaches to resolution of issues rather than conflict, coercion, and crisis. Why are we the bigger brothers in Africa if we do what lesser countries do? What example are we giving to them? Let me tell you, if we carry these protests, a lot of other smaller countries will be involved because Nigeria has done that. We will not be doing only this nation a disservice. The sub-region will go into chaos, as well as Africa as a continent. We have to think about those who are watching us as their big brothers and look at the other way where the solution lies. Who told you that with the protests we will get our solution? A man who is intentional and deliberate about what he has come to do. All he's asking for is patience. It's a little time, because a problem of 16 years that was compiled while we live in the whitewashed sepulcher that looks so beautiful from outside and the rotten bones inside, living a lie. He wants to clear that. Let me come to Nnamdi Kanu. My words to Mr. President, as I've always said all the time, is that we are not forcing you. We cannot coerce you as a commander-in-chief. We cannot force you. You are our leader, you are our president. But we are appealing to you. In this same spirit of trying to heal the wounds of the Southeast, in this spirit of equity, in this spirit of fairness, other people like him who were incarcerated have been released. Extend this equity to our brother. Let him come out so that any other person that carries arm on the streets of the Southeast, we will be the one calling the soldiers and the military, the police, to shut them down because they are just common criminals. In an era where people are using Nnamdi Kanu as an excuse to slaughter Igbo men, this your work will not be complete only with the Southeast Development Commission. Complete the job, Mr. President. I appeal to you as your son, as a man who respects you so much, as your follower, as a man who believes that you are intentional about making this country great. I appeal to you once more. Give us Nnamdi Kanu, and we are assuring you that the region will contribute to the general GDP of this country. The income per capita of our region will increase. You will be proud because we will bring value to your administration in these 8 years you are going to be in office.
You know, the military on the other end trying to threaten people not to protest. In their first video, the military was trying to say you can protest, but let the protest be peaceful. But I said, Tinubu don't go one. But now the military is saying that, oh, if you want to protest, I don't even think there should be a reason to protest because we have an intelligence information that you are going to use this protest to cause violence, you are going to use this protest to cause mayhem. Now, the intelligence information that you have, we'll be right back to talk about this, but I want you guys to watch what he said.
Already, we have detected some unscrupulous elements bent on hijacking the planned protest with the aim of making it violent. Many are therefore following in ignorance. For instance, other targets that have been labeled include places of worship, businesses, markets, ethnic groups, and members of other political parties, among other items and areas targeted. Accordingly, the level of violence being envisaged can only be described as a state of anarchy. The armed forces on its part will not stand by and allow anarchy to befall our nation.
Me personally, when you say that you have intelligent information that there are certain groups that are planning to do this and do that, your own within your jurisdiction, the only thing you could have done is to arrest those that are planning to sabotage the protest. Abi, now that it's just like they tell you, say Group A is planning to hijack this protest, then you quickly have to hijack the Group A so that they will not disrupt the peaceful protest. Still, Nigerians are saying, if you like, oh, if you not like, oh, we all will protest because the hunger when they Niger now don't hook everybody. A lot of you trust Rufai Oseni, that of the Arise TV News. He said, as a Nigerian, no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian, that every Nigerian have right according to the constitution to protest peacefully. We are not saying they are going to riot. They are saying they are going to protest. Now, I want you guys to watch this particular video, how Rufai Oseni said that Nigerians have the right, even the audacity, the effort to protest because it is their right. I want you guys to watch this particular video. We'll be right back.
Say something?
Yeah, I want to say a lot. Number one, please, nobody supports violent protest.
Yeah.
I condemn totally any attempt of violent protest. But also, I also condemn any attempt to stop people from hearing their voice, to speak their mind. I think it was Voltaire that said very prominently, I might disagree with you totally, but I will never stop you the chance for speaking your mind. The truth is, let's not deceive ourselves. If they say poachers have political slant, one of their APC governors, Governor Fayemi, recently came out to say that in 2012, the reason why they protested was because of politics. There's always been political connotation to protest in this country, except we want to deceive us. Dr. Abati seated here. The economic indicators were very good under Jonathan, better than this. The protest was because of politics. I am not for politics. But the greater problem is the hunger.
Right.
Which he has not addressed. Which we are saying he should address. He said giving student loan. In a country where people can hardly get jobs, you are giving student loan. Do you know the debts that will come out of the student loan?
I've always been for
Even in America, that you have a better economy. Do you know how many times Joe Biden has said they should clear student loan debts? He said they are going to give people money to buy cars and homes. Yellow con. You will incur more debts. Do you know how much debts cash apps have destroyed Nigerian people?
All right.
Microfinance banks.
What do you propose?
What I propose is make the economy better. How do you make the economy better? Invest in small businesses. Okay. Then you must do something about petrol prices and the rising inflation. The rising inflation is also caused by over 100 trillion in money in circulation. When Emefiele wanted to solve that problem, didn't some governors supporting President Tinubu there went to the Supreme Court and said no with the Naira redesign policy? Till today, and he should tell us, is it paying subsidy or not? Mr. Wale Edu say, what is technically paying subsidy? Tell us if you are, be honest with, transparent with the people. So these are the things. I totally condemn violence.
Absolutely.
But President Tinubu has not done a lot to make Nigerians happy. The empirical facts are there. Let's stop deceiving ourselves.
All right. I have read some
of these. If he does well, we'll praise him.
Yes.
Femi Falana, the father of us, senior advocate and human rights activist, was forced to come out and say that even the NSAT protests that they are inciting, that, oh, this is the cause of the protest and these are the reason why people are saying they should not protest. The NSAS protests were hijacked by politicians and even, is it business? I don't know what to say, but I want you guys to watch the video with me.
I think the government is lucky this time. In 2020, there wasn't a notice given by young people before embarking on the NSAS protests. I've followed the debate and the concern of the government or the worry of the government. The government has not denied the right of Nigerians to protest for or against the government, because that is a constitutional right. But what I think the government is worried about is the possibility that violence might occur. Again, from my experience, in protests. I mean, I've taken part in protests for over 40 years in the country. Young people or workers have never gone out determined to engage in violence all the time. Violence had always occurred going back to the 70s when students are shot, unarmed students are shot. The violence that characterized the end of the NSAS protest was instigated and fueled and sponsored by the government. This time around, I think the government is beginning to learn from the past. So what should be done, or what is expected if there's going to be a protest and there's an announcement, is to ask the protesters, where do you want to gather so that the police can surround the place and ensure that hoodlums, so-called, or thugs, normally employed by politicians, deployed by politicians during elections, will not take advantage of genuine protests in the country. And I think that is what the government should do now. Try and identify the organizers and collaborate with them to ensure that violence will not occur.
So let me get you to reason with some of the issues that have been raised. And those who will say one of the strengths of the NSAS protests, on one hand, was that there were no leaders. There were no persons who are in the front. There were just people who, according to the organizers, organically were leading the protest, who identify as possible on-the-spot leaders. There were no organized leaders. Although there are some people who are doing the strategy in the corner, and there are those who will say, in fact, that was the major problem of the NSAS protest, because it didn't have an organized leadership, and then when things went south, there was nobody to be able to hold accountable, and there were no leadership to be able to put it together. And these are some of the issues that have been raised, that if you allow the kind of violence, for example, that we saw in the 2020 NSAS protest and the aftermath of what we saw in Kenya, yes, the people of that country spoke loudly, but it has left businesses in Kenya burnt, destroyed, and brought down. How can we avoid this sort of situation, Mr. Falana?
Yeah, number one, what they call it, young people call it leaderless revolution. And we know those who, the government, officials of the government, know that their children participated in the protests of 2020. I know my own children participated in the protests of 2020. And when you ask the young people, why don't you have leaders that the government can talk to? Say, no, this is a sudden protest. We are compelled to have this protest. Once they know our leaders, the government can easily call them and bribe them or intimidate them and stop the protest. So, but they had a way of contacting themselves. And I think that is the lesson the government can draw some lesson from that experience. How do you identify those who are using statements, those who are planning the protest, and then engage with them productively? But threats will not work. In fact, on some occasions, the desperation of government also has a way of popularizing such protest.
Would you be joining that End Bad Governance protest, Mr. Falana?
No, it's going to be difficult for me to say that. No, Sheung, I do not know the organizers. And I'm a political person. So if I'm going to take part in a program or an event, I must know what it's about. Who are the people behind it?
This is just a clear sense that we all know what is going on in Nigeria. Tinubu, on the other hand, wrong. He wrong kata. He went to go and sign minimum wage 70,000. You know what they did? When they passed the bill, the Senate decided to implement that 70,000 minimum wage bill in order to punish all small businesses. But so doing, they never knew they were causing more crisis in Nigeria, causing more hunger in Nigeria.
The National Minimum Wage Amendment is for the whole nation, for the federal government, for the states, for the local governments, for the private sector, and even for individual employers. So I think this is a great day for the workers in the country. We are not only doubling the minimum wage, we have added something on top. Initially it was 30,000, now it is 70,000. Like I said, this is minimum. This is not maximum. Any employer that has a capacity can pay as much as you want, but no Nigerian worker will offer services and be paid anything less than 70,000 from today. That is the implication of this act. It applies all over the nation.
If you don't understand, let me explain. Let's say as a small business owner now, the sales girl when I applied before, maybe not 15,000 they pay. You say now it must be 70,000. Either house help or anybody or government official, everybody must receive that 70,000. Not only government will be paying that 70,000. That was what they are trying to say, because they never wanted to do it. Now they did it. They are trying to force it on everybody must be paying that 70,000. If I employ sales girl, maybe I'm operating a small restaurant, and the sales girl now have to be paying her 70,000. Do you think there will be plate of rice anymore for 500 or 1,000? The plate of rice will have to be increased to 5,000, so that you people will understand what they are trying to do. They said increase the salary of civil servants. That was the request of Nigeria. The request of Nigeria is for the civil servants, not for petty job. Like somebody that is roasting corn now, if he needs sales girl, now you have to be paying that sales girl 70,000. If that person is paying sales girl 70,000, bro, you too will be buying one seed of corn for 5,000 or 3,000. That's it. So the law or the request of Nigeria was directed to one place. Please increase the police, the civil servant, anybody that is working for government. Now the bag of garri is 60 something thousand, bag of rice is 85,000. Now transportation is very high. If you have to be eating in the afternoon, even the 70,000 is still not enough. Now imagine as a father, you have 3 children, you have to pay school fees, you have to pay house rent. Now you have to transport yourself to your place of work. At the same time, you have to also eat in the afternoon from your place of work. You have to transport back home. Then to even feed your family. How will the 70,000 still be enough? All Nigerians is asking of is reduce the fuel price back to the normal, because the fuel price have skyrocketed. Now you people are saying, oh, we cannot. If we must increase it, everybody must increase their own. You see how useless these governments are. If we as government must use the fuel money to pay 70,000, you too, when employer sales girl for your house, must also be paying 70,000. You too, that employ sales boy, you too, that employ anybody at all working for you, either you get poultry, either you na umbrella, either na POS you put person, you have to increase your own to 70,000. You see how confused Senator Akpabio and this cabinet under the APC government, all of them, how confused and useless they are. Anyway, this is where I'm going to be ending the video today. I want you guys to comment your thoughts. What are your thoughts about all of this? Do you think that this protest will hold? Do you think that Nigeria should just forget about this protest? What are your thoughts about all of this? We want to hear from you in the comment section. Remember that they are planning to hijack this protest, and that is the reason I'm making this particular video. No matter what you're going to do, stay focused. Don't go out there and be murmuring yourself. Remember, all Nigerians are being affected by this hunger. Don't go out there and be busting common Nigerian shop. Don't go out there and be stealing from your common Nigerians and breaking their shop, saying that this is an opportunity for you to eat. No, don't go and break. If you want to break, go to where your palliative are. Go to where government property are. That is how to protest. But don't protest violently. Protest peacefully. Go out there, speak out, let your voice be heard. That is it. All right, until we meet again, stay tuned, Plan B TV. We love you. I'll be waiting for you in the comment section. Do you want this protest to hold or not? Peace out.